last year I put down my school books, picked up an AK, left university, and went to Kurdistan to fight ISIS. You may wonder, wow, why would you do a thing like that? Well, like you, I was watching the news and I saw all those atrocities that ISIS was committing. Particularly, I remember seeing the atrocities that ISIS committed in Sinjar. And in Sinjar, ISIS went in, they killed all the women, killed all the kids, took all the women into sex slavery and raped them. And I just saw the people that ran from that, the refugees. I saw the pain on their faces. And I was like, man, I need to do something about that. U.S. military wasn't doing anything about it. Iraqi military wasn't doing anything about it. In fact, a lot of the Kurds weren't even doing anything about it. But then I saw the YPG. They came in from Syria. This is a Kurdish militia that was fighting ISIS. And they liberated the people. They created a corridor. And these people, they liberated them so that they could get to safety. And I was like, wow, that's a group I need to join. So I got a plane ticket. I flew to Kurdistan. And I was trained for 3 weeks. And then they sent me to the front line. And I went to fight ISIS. I was there for about half a year. And, on the way back home from Kurdistan, I really saw what YPG was doing. I saw the good. I saw all these refugees going back across the border into Syria to their new safe homes that YPG had made. These people had left ISIS. They left everything behind. And they were living in utter poverty. And they were coming back. I saw their faces. I saw how happy they were. I saw the kids. I saw them bringing their bags on a boat across the river into Syria. It was just wonderful to see. YPG is really doing a lot of amazing things in Syria, and they support all ethnic groups there, and they're very tolerant of everybody, and it's probably the freest place in Syria right now to live. There's one country that's trying to stop them, and that's Turkey. Turkey does not like the fact that there's a Kurdish country south of them and is liberating more and more people and getting bigger and bigger, and they just can't stand for it anymore. When I was in YPG, I saw ISIS fighters cross the border into Turkey, and Turkey did absolutely nothing about it. Turkey was fine with ISIS people crossing the border. You know why? Because they see ISIS as the lesser of two evils. Even though they've bombed their country, even though they've killed civilians, they still see ISIS as a lesser of two evils. And they decide instead to try to suppress Kurdish expansion in Syria. Kurdish expansion is just liberation from ISIS, period. Anyway, the YPG just recently liberated the territory west of the Euphrates. They liberated the ISIS stronghold of Manbij, and a couple of my friends died trying to take that city. And a lot of Kurds died trying to take that city. And you know what? Turkey said, no, I want you to go back across the Euphrates, and I want you guys to just give that back. And recently, Joe Biden had a trip. He took a trip to Turkey. And when he was there, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he checked out or if he was just seduced by those Turkish people that were there. But he said, I want YPG to cross that border and go back across the river, and give that stuff back, And I think that's, quite frankly, I think that's a great dishonor to the Americans that died to try to take that city. I think that's a dishonor to a lot of the Kurds that died to take that city. And it's also, it's insensitive to the people that live there, that lived under the oppression of ISIS. And they're saying, go back across the Euphrates because Turkey's getting a little uneasy. We don't want the Kurds to get too big. We don't want you to liberate too many people. I think Joe Biden, he's kind of checked out. I don't know what happened to you, man, but you really need to get back with what people who believe in liberty and freedom are about, and quit trying to just, quit trying to suck up to your friends just because you want to get some diplomatic points. Basically this week, the Turks got a horde of Arab foreigners. They're not from this part of Syria. They got a bunch of militias together, a bunch of jihadist militias. Basically, these folks are just diet ISIS types, and they invaded Syria and gave them support. And now they're just fighting YPG. They're killing these people that are protecting our homes here, even in America. And the U.S. administration isn't doing anything about it right now. We need to stop these jihadist weirdbeards, these diet ISIS, ISIS-light types. They're basically exactly the same as ISIS. The only difference is that maybe they just won't chop your head off. They'll just beat the crap out of you for doing exactly the same stuff. They'll force you to go to mosque. They'll make women wear hijab. There's no freedom with these people, man. These are not people that respect human rights. These are not people that respect the liberties of the people there or pluralism. These are not those type of people. In fact, they have already broke international law. They've already committed war crimes. They just shelled a Kurdish town just a day or so ago, and with chemical weapons. You remember the last time that happened? Do you remember the last time that Assad used chemical weapons against people, against civilians there? Obama went crazy. He was mad. He went to Congress and said, "Hey, we need to have military action right now." And the whole world was outraged. Why is no one getting outraged right now when these Turkish-backed weird beard jihadis are gassing the Kurds right now? Not just Kurds, but ethnic Turkmen and Arabs that live in those towns and villages right there. This week, Vice President Joe Biden, during his visit to Turkey, demanded that the Kurds give up territory liberated from ISIS west of the Euphrates. Joe Biden stated, "The Kurds cannot, will not, and under no circumstances get American support if they do not keep that commitment to give the territory east of the Euphrates back, period." The Kurds have never made such a commitment. Turkey is calling these militias that they back the Free Syrian Army. These are not the Free Syrian Army. I can tell you exactly who these people are. They're a collection of several different groups, but they're basically just diet ISIS, ISIS-light type militias. These are not people that share our American values, you know. These are not those type of people, man. These people do not care about freedom. These people do not share anything to do with what we're looking for there. I have an MA in Politics and Sociology of the Middle East from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. I'm running a program called American Veterans of the Kurdish Armed Forces. We're a group of people who are trying to influence the election and get both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton to endorse the YPG's action west of the Euphrates. That way, we'll make sure that the next U.S. administration is pro-YPG and pro-freedom in the area. Earlier this year, Turkish First Lady Emine Erdogan said that she supported Ottoman Turkish-style sex slavery, saying that the sex slavery of Turkish harems were great educational centers that prepared women for life. Would you like to support the values of equality and freedom of the Kurdish-backed YPG, or would you rather support the family values of the Ottoman Empire? I want to thank you for watching my video, and just send me an email, send me a message, contact our Facebook page, or send us a phone call and let me know how you want to get involved and how you would like to help Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump support the Kurds and make sure the next president is pro-Kurdish and pro-freedom and pro-everybody that loves freedom in Syria. And thank you very much. You all have a nice day.
Şerveka gir germe Jibuna ne yaran ve ki cehenneme Kurdistan şerveka gir germe Jibuna inan ve ki cehenneme Berkadan azabi Jidirsin abdikin Usna bin dillah Jivare dikin Berkadan gerilla Jidirsin abdikin Usna bin dillah Jivare dikin Hey 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 Kabejnem kusilab ke Zap zap zapey Kabejnem kuj bir